All right, let's get to it. Promise you
Mm.
guys a post-game show, so we're gonna do one. Bears lose again to the Packers. Why do you have a smile on your face?
You're just so angry.
Why wouldn't I be angry, Fitz? I'm so sick of losing to this damn team, man. I get that we're 9-4, and I told you this before the game. I told you this during the show. That 9-3, 9-4 wasn't going to matter if they lose to this Packers team. And that's where you're at. You lose this game, and not because you aren't good enough to win this game. And now you're going to have to sit there and listen to Packers fans for 2 weeks until you get to play them again. Talk about how they think they're better. Bears are the better football team. They beat themselves today. The play calling was atrocious.
Yeah, some bad
absolutely atrocious.
tackling. I mean, they played like a really young team, which they are. They played like a really young team that thinks the first quarter doesn't really matter. And that's kind of how they played for a long time. And they played a pretty good poised team. I don't think the Packers are going to win it all. They got a better defense than I gave them credit for. But they played a poised team that knows that every advantage you have to run right through. You don't score on that turnover. That is gigantic. You got the ball on the Packers 40. You got the ball on the Packers 40. You don't gain a yard. You actually lose yardage. You throw the ball.
How are you more pissed off after victories than you are after the losses?
Well, I thought they played an incredible game. I really did. Joseph Fitzgibbons, I believe. Look at this. We got some optimism going. I think everything is still the same. I think there's too many holes on this team for them to win a championship. It's enough for it to be a fun season, which I never thought it was going to be. I had them at 8-9. They've already won 9 games. You had them at 8-9, 9 or 8 because you're Mr. Non-committed. And I think you have to score after that turnover, completely change the half. You're down 2 scores. Everything has to go right. It almost kind of did until the end. A really bad pass by Caleb Williams. I don't know exactly. I'd like to see the play from the end zone because I don't know exactly what he saw there. Obviously, DJ Moore is wide open.
In the back of the end zone.
Yeah. DJ Moore is wide open. And yeah, I don't know how his depth perception was on that throw. But I mean, it's a terrible throw, but I know DJ Moore is wide open, but I don't know if he could see DJ Moore. That's why I want to see the play from the end zone view. I don't think he's seeing the whole field, and just take the first down there. Really? But
I mean, Moore's open. It's across field.
We could talk about all that
in front of him.
None of that matters if they score off that turnover. I just think none of that matters. I think they probably win the game on the field goal if they just score off that turnover. And all you have to do there is run the ball 3 times. You got the ball at the 40 of the Packers. I know I'm repeating myself, but you just run that ball 3 times. At least loosens up the defense. See how they're going to play the run. You know, there's a lot of things you can learn there. Maybe have a long kick by the worst kicker in the NFL right now. But at least you have something. Maybe you score a touchdown on that drive. Then you're going in for a tie there. I mean, it changes the way the Packers probably play and react to you. But if you're not down 2 scores going into halftime, I think you win that game. And I think anybody who watched that game would say, yeah, the Bears aren't down 2 scores at halftime. They win that game. And if you score off that turnover, you're not down 2 scores. I mean,
I just 2 scores because you've got Jalen Johnson covering, or not Jalen Johnson. You've got CJ Gardner-Johnson covering Christian Watson. Like, what are we doing? And both times that they score on those plays is because they get a one-on-one situation with Christian Watson and CJ Gardner-Johnson. There's probably like a 13-year gap there. CJ Gardner-Johnson cannot cover a guy like Christian Watson, a speed guy like that. Why you didn't have Jalen Johnson on him until after the second touchdown is beyond me.
He was on his other speedster too at one point, and even CJ Gardner-Johnson looked around like, what was?
Yeah, and you've got to run the ball more. I mean, look, 35 passes to 32 runs. Sure, that's nice and balanced, This shouldn't have been balanced. We talked about it before the game. You've got to run at this team like you ran at the Eagles. This should have been a game where you ran it 45 times and you passed it 25 times. It's the number in between pass and runs, especially at the end there. That final play where the interception is thrown. Why is that a run up the gut with a timeout in your pocket? And you're running up the middle.
Two
and you're
timeouts.
Two
timeouts
in your pocket. Why aren't you running up the gut? Why aren't you taking advantage of a gassed front seven? Instead, you decide to get cute and roll it out to the front. And maybe it was supposed to be a run with Caleb, and he pulled up because he saw Cole Kmet in the back of the end zone, and then he, for the first time ever, he decides to put touch on a pass instead of just rifle it, and it costs him and it bites him in the butt. You have to be running at that play. You have to be, and I just don't understand. And in the first half, they barely ran it at all. They kept throwing with Caleb, and he just didn't have it again. So you've got to make the adjustment. And just why do you go away from what's working? You get all the way down inside the red zone with run plays, and then you get inside the red zone, and you're like, okay, we'll pass. You got there with the damn run, so keep running the ball. I don't understand. I don't understand what you're doing, what that call is. And then to just go away from it. It's the first time all year that I've questioned what Ben Johnson does.
Yeah.
I get it that it's supposed to be, it's going to be fun. And I said that during our show today. I said, look, you have to enjoy this the rest of the way. But there are 2 times the rest of the way that it's not about enjoyment and it's about winning, and it's against the Packers.
I do get that. I do think things have changed after the last couple of weeks after you beat Pittsburgh and the Eagles. I do think this wasn't a must-win game for the Bears. I know it was against the Packers. I get it. That's a smug Packer team. But that team I don't know. Does that team scare you, guy? Because it doesn't me. And Jordan Love, yeah, he does a lot of things correct when everything is working right for him. When he's got a 3rd and 16, he throws picks. He makes mistakes. Yeah. He can't play off schedule. He's not very good at it. I'm not really afraid of that. If you think what happened with Caleb Williams today was a complete disaster, it was not. I mean, he made some plays, man. That play going to his right to Cole Kmet is one of one. Some of the ways he got out of sacks, he should have been sacked 5 or 6 times today. Almost any other quarterback gets sacked multiple times today. He got sacked once.
And we keep talking about the line. He was going into halftime. He had dropped back 29 times. He was pressured 13 of them.
Yeah, it was bad. The line was out of sorts before halftime. I don't even know if many adjustments were made. Maybe the line just got together and said, hey, you take that guy, you take that guy. We see what they're doing. And they just needed a minute. I don't know what happens behind closed doors. But yeah, I mean, I will agree with you. This was the first time where I thought it was a glaring blunder by Ben Johnson, not running the ball a lot. It's 10 degrees. You're away. You just got a turnover. Run the ball. Should have ran the ball on the front. I mean, they run the first play. They get 5 yards, and then they don't run for another 7, 8, 9 plays. You don't. Yeah. I mean, at the bit, John Fitzgibbons. I'm not. Now I'm getting irritated. Now I'm getting a little irritated. John, Bears lost 28-21 to the Packers. He comes to a post-game show to tell us the score every week. He's like your dad that comes to your baseball game and yells out stuff that that makes no sense and just embarrasses you. And is probably a little drunk too. That's what he's like. And it's annoying. But I mean, I think it was his first, and I think it was a mistake that I thought even at the time might cost them the game. And I think it did. I know we're going to talk about that last play, but maybe that last play is totally different if you're not down 2 scores at half to one of the better teams in the league.
Or it's different if you just do what you've been doing the entire fourth quarter and run it down their throat. That's what I don't. Look, I understand. I really do understand the new NFL, and I do get that this is the league, and this is what Ben Johnson does. He likes the bigger plays. He doesn't like the short yardage plays. He doesn't like running it 100 times in a game. I understand that. But there are times when you are trying to win a football game, not only that it was the Packers, man, but you could have put this team 2 games behind you, essentially, with a win. You put this team 2 games behind you with a win. You put your whole division 2 games behind you with a win. So at that point, there's no need to get cute. Just run the damn ball and get it in the end zone and get this damn thing to overtime and give yourself a chance to win this football game on the road. Or even at that point, if you get it in the end zone, I'm also okay. And I probably, because I said this when it was going on. If they score, I'm okay if they go for 2 here, even if they miss. I'm okay going for the win at Lambeau, even if they miss. I would have been okay with that and still losing.
Yeah,
But
no, me too.
losing because you decided to get cute when what was working, you didn't go back to. That's where I start to have a problem with it. Like, guy, like sometimes it's we say it all the time about Campbell, right? Sometimes you can't go for it on 4th and 45. Like you have to punt the ball. You know what I mean? And sometimes you don't have to get flashy. You don't have to get cute with Caleb. The ball doesn't need to be in his hands there. Put it in the hands of Monangai or put it in the hands of Swift, who are running down this team's throat because the defense was so noticeably gassed. Why is that the play call there? It wasn't cute. It's been sniffed out the whole time. They were playing it like it was a screenplay because that was another thing that they thought was going on. I thought it was a screenplay right off the bat too. The first screenplay that got blown up, I called that one too because their screenplays are in the same formation every damn time. And if I'm calling it from my damn recliner, you don't think that Matt LaFleur's seeing that on the sideline? So that's what I'm saying. Some of this stuff I get, and I understand. I love Ben Johnson. I'm not questioning Ben Johnson. I'm not down on Ben Johnson. I'm not out on Ben Johnson. I will still run through walls in my basement for Ben Johnson. But that play call right there is on him. That loss right there is on him.
Yeah, no, I think so. Pretty entirely. I mean, the defense could have played a lot better. The defense could have showed up a lot more. They could have played a lot better. You tackled Josh Jacobs on that play. You know, maybe the game is totally different. I don't know if Green Bay gets a first down. I think maybe Green Bay kicks a field goal and it's 24-21 then.
Yeah. Doesn't help that Kyler Gordon gets help in pregame warmups either.
Yeah. What I call the Sammy Sosa injury.
The groin.
Yeah. I mean, how good was your groin though? If he's gonna get hurt in the pregame, he's probably not playing a lot of the game. But and then at the end, I know DJ Moore was unhappy about the end. I mean, he gave his Trudy face again at the end of that. But I mean, I guess he was open, but like I said, I don't know if the guy could see you, dude.
But it would,
that's not needed at the end. It's going to
be cross body and cross field, which who knows if that doesn't get, somebody doesn't come off the line and pick that up. Maybe you're wide open, great, but Caleb's running to the left. He sees what's in front of him. He's not looking back to the right. So if you're open, it's somewhere on the right side where he can't see you. Like, you can't be mad about that.
I will tell you this: if you like football, if you like NFL football, that is an NFL football game right there against 2 really good teams, at least really good teams. I don't know how good either team is. There's still a lot of season to go. There's playoffs to go. That's 2 pretty damn good physical ball clubs. And those are 2 damn good teams, man. And it's good to be in that conversation this year.
Yeah. Because
when you lose the second game to Detroit, or even lose to the Ravens 3rd string quarterback, 6-7 games into the season, you don't feel too good about this team. They came back, I think, and this could be biased, I think they were the better team. I think they're better than the Packers. I thought that before the game. I still think the same thing. I think you can't spot them 11 points going into half with them having the ball to start the half. You just can't do that. And like I'll say it again. You acted like a young football team who thinks you can give away possessions. You can't do that. You act like a young baseball player who thinks, we've all seen it, who thinks you can give pitches away and you're always swinging it with a 1-2 count. You don't need to be swinging with a 1-2 count. Bears every and I think that's something they're going to have to learn, and if they don't learn it this season, they're not going to go that far. But they will by next season.
And it's like we talked about earlier with Notre Dame and Miami, right? Maybe it doesn't matter that you're the better team because they beat you head to head. And that's where you're at right now. It doesn't matter that you were the better team today because now they're first place in the division and now you're having to come back from behind. So now you have to win football games. And I mean, you get the Packers again in 2 weeks. And in between there, they got the Browns next week.
Yeah.
Who, I mean, had a decent day from Shedeur Sanders today and then lost the game to the Titans.
To the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
They lost to.
I picked, by the way, that I picked.
They're going to have some trouble with Myles Garrett. They are. He's not someone you just slip a tackle on.
No. You're going to have to double team him.
That's another thing. Micah Parsons, did he look like he was having a good time out there?
He's quick, dude. He's watching him track down Caleb. He's fast.
He's running at him on the sidelines.
Oh my god!
It's like ridiculous.
Like he's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him.
Like the season's over. Here we go.
Yeah.
And this is another thing of how dumb some Bears fans could be. Tyson Bagent loses his life in that game. Like he's no longer living in that game.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bears lose that game 28-0.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You should just be happy you have a pro quarterback. I'm laying down watching that last drive. Like I totally expected them to get a touchdown, and I was right with Brady. Like I said, I thought Tom Brady had a good game calling that game.
I was standing pacing back and forth the entire drive.
I thought they were gonna get the touchdown. I thought they were just gonna run it in. Like just keep running it and just blow them out and then get it with a few seconds to go and then go for the 2-point conversion. I was on with Brady. I think from the start of that drive, I think even before the drive happened, Ben Johnson already made that decision. I'd like to see somebody ask him that question, but there's a lot more questions that he's got to answer after this game because I think a lot of it's on him. I think if he's going to come I think the way the guy is, I think he's going to come to the podium and say this one's on me.
And I don't want anybody watching this think, oh yeah, here they are. They're down on the Bears. It's not about down on the Bears. It's not about. I'm not down on the Bears. I still think that the Bears are still going to win 2 or 3 more games and have 11 or 12 wins. I'm not down on the Bears, but you have to take every game as it is, and you have to call it as you see it. And calling it as you see it in this game is that this game was on the play calling. This game was on Ben Johnson. This game was on the defense, the defensive schemes. I mean, maybe you're out of sorts because you're expecting Kyler Gordon to be there, but damn, man, it's got to be next man up. Like, why is CJ Gardner Johnson covering Christian Watson and not Nashawn Wright or Jalen Johnson? Like, what are we doing in these spots? And if you see that he's going to be one-on-one with CJ Gardner Johnson, even if it happens once, fine. But the second time you see that happening and you see he called for the damn ball before it was snapped, he's like, hey, guys, they're doing it again. Guys, guys.
I got the old man on me.
Yeah. And like, call the timeout.
Anybody who played against Tom Brady, I know Tom Brady hasn't been on the league long, but anybody who's played with Tom Brady, probably not going to keep up with that Christian Watson. Probably not going to. Or a lot of those receivers on that team. And you had safeties going at you got your strong safety back there doing something like with that Bo Melton play. Like
and that play where Josh Jacobs scores, and I'll call him out right now, and I love Jalen Johnson to death. Jalen Johnson stops and doesn't go for the hit. Because he thinks the other guy is going to get him, so he just doesn't go into the pile. He doesn't put that extra effort in. Josh Jacobs scores because Jalen Johnson takes that play off.
Making some business decisions.
What? Yeah, absolutely. Watch the play again. You'll see it. If you didn't see
I'm
it,
watch the play again. I saw it. I know what you're talking about. I did not know that was Jalen Johnson though.
Yeah.
John says, I think Tom Brady is a Bears fan now. Well, I think a lot of people are Bears fans right now.
Troy Aikman.
Look, I'm happier right now that I no. I don't think Troy. I think Troy Aikman's more of a Jordan Love guy than he would be a Caleb Williams guy. But I don't know how you come out of that game. I'm happier than I was after the Saints game. I don't know how you come out of that game not thinking that you have the better
How
quarterback.
can you be happier after a loss than you were a win?
Because that Saints game, they looked terrible, and I'm still had doubts about Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams more now can play on schedule. Is he ever going to look like Jordan Love? Probably not. Is he like when he's playing on schedule and he's doing all the right things? Yeah, look, I don't want a quarterback like that. That's fine. You can have a quarterback. He's going to have a ceiling that's about this high. And that you could win Super Bowls maybe with that. You're not going to win multiple Super Bowls. Maybe you get a lucky Super Bowl if you got a really good defense and a really good run game. I just think the sky is the limit with Caleb Williams. If you're not watching that game, and even the Packers fan, if you're honest with yourself, you're not salivating to have a guy like Caleb Williams. You want a guy, who gets a guy schemed open on CJ Gardner Johnson and can throw a ball over the middle. Yeah, a lot of quarterbacks can do that. We look at Josh Allen playing in the snow today, man. That's the future you have here with the Bears. That's what I think you have with the Bears in the future here. Look at Josh Allen in that Bengals game, man. Some of the throws he made. There were some throws that Caleb made today. I don't know if Josh Allen makes that throw to. I don't know who makes that throw to Cole Kmet. I've never seen anything like that. And I might be exaggerating here, but I'm just saying there's a lot of optimism to have coming through here. God bless you, sir. I thought you'd be a little bit more optimistic, but I could see how you're mad. You're giving me the Michael Corleone today a little bit.
There is never
very stoic today.
The Bears could be 14-0 heading into a game against the Packers. There's never a time after a Packers loss that I'll ever be happy. Ever. I never, ever, ever, 0 times ever want to lose to this football team. I can't stand them. I can't stand their fan base. I don't like them. And so there's never a time that I would be happy after a Bears loss to the Packers. And the fact that you are kind of pisses me off a little bit.
I'm not saying I'm happy. I'm pretty pissed at the loss. Maybe I'm still in shock. No, I'm not saying I'm not pissed. I'm pissed at a lot of the little things that they didn't do right. But I think the Bears are a better team by the Packers. I wouldn't say by a lot, but by a lot more than I think even you think. I think that's one thing. And I think the Bears deserve to lose that game. I also think that. I think the Bears definitely deserve to lose that game. And they deserve to lose a few games they won this year. And that's okay. I mean, I think that's okay. I think they're going to win at least a couple more games this year. If they win 11 games, if they go 11-6 and lose the division to those yahoos, I don't care. The Packers aren't making any noise. I mean, that whole Packer thing, I think it's going to start to fade away. I mean, what does their salary cap look like? How can they afford that team? They're not going to be able to anymore. You got Micah Johnson. You're paying Jordan Love through the nose for a quarterback that, I am sorry, his numbers are going to put him in a top 10. He's probably going to make a Pro Bowl this season. I don't think he's a difference maker as a quarterback. I still don't think he is. He's going into his 7th year. He's 27 years old. Like, when is it going to start looking like this guy's exciting? He is not an athletic equal to Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is almost better than him already.
And you have to watch those plays too. Like when he's got like that second one to wasn't Watson, it was the other guy that they threw to. I don't know what the hell he was, but they threw it downfield. The ball, the wide receiver has to. It's the one that Brisker almost came and deflected.
Yeah.
And just barely missed it. Like, if there's a defender within 10 yards of that wide receiver, that ball's picked.
Yeah.
That ball's picked because it's a bad ball. It's underthrown to a guy who's wide open, who has to come back and sit for it before he gets into the end zone. Like,
the Bull Mountain.
Yeah,
bro.
but see,
Whoever the hell that
that's what
is,
I
I think
get.
he's a made up
That's what
guy.
aggravates me the most about all of this is now you'll listen to Packers fans talk about, oh, he was 17 of 25, and he had 3 touchdowns and blah blah blah.
One of the worst picks you'll ever see.
Yes, yes, and he probably should have thrown 2 or 3 more. But the Bears blew coverages today. They beat themselves today.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I mean, yeah, maybe it doesn't work out this way. It's not like my predictions have done exactly well this year.
No, from now on, you pick against the Bears, you son of a bitch.
But I really thought, I mean, after the first half, I really thought that they were being outclassed. And I like what I saw in the second half. I mean, I just think that's the game plan you start with. And I think as he coaches more, I think Ben Johnson will start getting that a little bit more.
No, I agree.
You
Yeah,
know,
for
I
sure.
think you missed Roma Dunze a lot more than I thought you would have. I really do.
Yeah. Roman, Kyler Gordon, man, make a big difference. Kyler Gordon makes all the difference in the world when stopping the run. He makes that tackle that Jalen Johnson stops on.
Yeah, well,
He just
Jalen
does.
Johnson isn't really the same player. He's not in the same
But
position as a Kyler
put
Gordon.
a hand on the guy. Don't just stop and let him run past you, and then put your hand up in the air like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he got past me." Well, if you weren't a freaking matador right then, he might not have gotten past you.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I don't think a lot of guys had a good game. I think the only guy that had a good game was Montez Sweat, who for some reason can't run anymore,
Austin Booker
plays better.
had a
Austin Booker
fantastic
had a
game.
very good game. Yes, against the run. Yeah, he did. And
He's
Andrew Billings.
phenomenal.
Andrew
Yeah.
Billings is great up the middle. I mean, it
Yeah.
would be nice if one of the linebacker. I thought the linebacker play was bad too.
Brady Jarrett had a good game too.
I think you're missing Tremaine Edmonds. I mean, because when
Yeah.
when Andrew Billings is taking up 2 blocks and he's pushing that line and he's creating gaps for your defenders to come in and no one's shooting those gaps, big problem. Big problem in the
Yeah.
NFL.
Yeah.
And Andrew Billings, I thought had a good game, but I think the rest of the defense just had a really bad game.
Yeah.
And Jalen Johnson gave up a couple of big throws, a couple of big passes to the receivers, to Christian Watson. I think he gave up to, I keep forgetting his name because he's been out most of the season for the Packers.
Edwards?
Yeah.
Are you talking about TJ Edwards or Tremaine Edmonds?
No, I'm talking about the Packers receiver who was doing a lot of the end arounds in the beginning of the game.
Oh, the rookie that they have, Golden,
Yeah.
Matthew Golden.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Anyway, he gave up a couple of big passes too.
Yeah.
It really is aggravating because it's the Packers. Yeah. It is. But yeah, I think there's things to learn from this for sure. For them, for a fan of the team. That was just such a great game to watch. I mean, really it was.
It was. No, it was a fun game. I mean, if you're not a Bears fan, it was it was a fun game all around. I mean, it really was a good game to watch, and the Bears played well in the second half. But you got to play 2 halves of football, especially against good football teams, and that's what the Packers are. They're still a good football team, but you're a better football team, and it showed today, except for in the score where it matters. So it's tough. It's tough, but
as a fan, I don't look at so much like if a team can. It's good that your team can do everything perfectly and orderly, and that's the NFL. If you can do things like outside of that, like we always talk about in baseball, like innovation or somebody that can do things exciting and new and different. I think the Bears have that over the Packers, and they can do those little things too. I think they can do both. I don't think the Packers, nothing about the Packers excites me other than Micah Parsons, who is one scary son. I do not want to see that guy in an alley late at night. I'll just tell you that. In a dark alley late at night.
And you're going to see another guy like that next week in Myles Garrett and the Browns.
Parsons in my pants.
You're home for the next 2 weeks. You get the Browns and then you get the Packers again. You're at home. I mean, just let's beat the shit out of the Browns and then get revenge on the Packers. It's about moving forward. So, I've got anything else you wanted to touch on before we get out of here?
Oh man. You're just okay.
I hate losing to the fucking Packers, man.
Yeah.
I just hate it.
I agree.
I
agree.
I do. And the only Packers fan I've ever met that I actually like is your cousin. I'll give her all the respect in the world. And it's only because she's your cousin. It has nothing to do with anything else.
Yeah.
It's
And
because
she's
she's
nice.
I don't care if she's nice at all.
She's
If
an
she's a
honest
Packer fan and she wasn't related to you, I wouldn't like her.
She's an honest Packers fan too. So that makes it a little bit easier. You got some of these Aaron Ludwigs out here who are, for some reason, still trying to compare Jordan Love to like the Brett Favre years.
Yeah.
An athletic freak of nature Brett Favre was. Jordan Love is none of those things, dude. Shut up. Like, just shut up and go away. Like, which I think the Packers are going to start dipping away. I see a dip in the next couple seasons for them. I don't know how you pay for all these things. Like all these little toys you got Josh Jacobs. You're paying a lot at running back. You're paying a lot on that offensive line. You're paying a lot on that defensive line. You're going to have to pay some of those linebackers. Like, where is the money going to go?
You have to do their the research on their salary cap situation because I don't know that either.
Research on the salary cap situation and a very special Fitz gibberish the next Bears-Packers game.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next week, next Sunday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Till next time, same bat time, same bat channel. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies. See you later.
Do it better, pass! Do it better, pass! Never let it rain! Never let it rain! It's gonna get better! It's gonna get better! And you better get better!